Hello and welcome to Top Sim. My name is William Lebowski, and today we are doing the intro live. Usually we send out a lap to do our own little intro, send out some background information about what's going on, whatever it is that you need to know before the video starts. However, this time around, I've been, I don't know if we can call it the curse, or if this is just the screw it, we're going to do it live phase. Of the problem, but I just keep going back and having to restart over the first lap because something will happen. So it just happened a few too many times, and my solution is just going to be, let's start it from live, let's do it from the beginning, and let's get into race mode the entire time, because when you do the intro mode, there's that little bit of you're in intro mode where you're not talking for the first lap, and then you got to shift hard gears to being able to do the talk and drive. And so instead, we're just going to jump into it, do it live, and because I got to keep my head in this one. These cars are very hard to drive. They are incredibly powerful, and this track has a lot of different places that'll catch them out, and you can still get some wheel spin up through third gear. So it's crazy being third gear, thinking like, oh, I'm away from the corner at this point. You know, I can start laying down the power, and you're on the straight with your rear end sliding around still in third gear. It's absolutely wild. Like, it just happened. So just being able to get down, get into business, get into the mindset. I feel like that's a huge help. Where normally having to do the intro from the live racetrack is usually a bad thing. Do not say the word bad thing the rest of the race. I do not know how we only got out of that with 2 points of suspension damage, but as I mentioned, that entire lap, this has been a difficult. This has been a difficult one. So we're going to keep going. We're not going to question. We're not going to question it. We're not going to question the damage model. We're not going to question the physics. We're not doing any of that. We're gonna take the W, or the not L. It wasn't necessarily a W. We're just going to take that and move on. And pretend like we planned it. All right, we're back in the fight, though. We're already up into second to last. We lost all of our positions there. But let's see. Let's make our way back. Let's keep it calm. Let's keep it collected. Let's not do anything stupid anymore. Let's just focus on keeping it moving well. In first gear, just a little bit of throttle sends us into the grass, which we don't get out of until right now. Come on. Let's send it. Let's send it. Well, not wrong. I don't mean let's send it like that. Let's send it through the field. Like, let's move up positioning as we dive really, really late into that corner. Luckily, it didn't have a terrible cost to us. All right. Coming into the fast back straightaway as we get closer and closer to the wall of champions. That guy really just slowed down and gave us the position there, didn't he? As we have to Tokyo drift ourselves through that, feeling a little bit of a... Let's see, did that put a flat spot in our tires? No, I think that's just a bumpy track surface, but don't know how we made it through that. Again, not going to question it. Oh, these cars. Okay. I have said these cars are incredibly hard to drive. Oh my. I don't even know if I can I even make it the rest of the way? Okay, we're almost halfway through the race at this point. We just have to be able to hold on. I can't believe that this was an actual racing series, but Niki Lauda won it, and Nelson Piquet. So, I mean, if we're talking about people who do the dangerous things, make the dangerous moves, are fine with driving the fast, dangerous car, we're talking about Niki Lauda. So it really makes sense, and I feel like this is going to be really stupid. Um, this is this is a room temperature stupid IQ take, but it feels like I kind of got a little bit more of an insight into what Niki Lauda was like as a driver, in the sense of having a little bit of a feeling of what he might have had to battle. And I don't mean his whole life or career battle. I just mean in this one car, seeing him be able to drive this car to championship victory, it really says a lot, because just me being able to lap this car in the very safe environment of a sim rig is almost an impossibility, as we cross the line in last place still. But so I don't necessarily mean like, oh yeah, I drove the BMW M1 Procar and AMS2, so I get Niki Lauda. Like, that's not what my point is at all. I'm just saying it really shows you what kind of a driver he was when you experience these kind of cars, because normally you're only used to seeing the footage, the photographs of him in the car, or you don't necessarily experience. And now I'm not saying I have now the same experience he did, or the same experience of even driving the real car or anything like that. I'm just saying this car was so much more, a handful is an understatement, and so this car is so much more of, a handful, again, which is an understatement, than I possibly imagined. So to see someone be able to drive this car to perfection is amazing. So that's what I'm trying to say with all of that. I feel like I really wanted to make sure I was not digging myself into a hole. I mean, I'm sure I did. That's usually what I do. But just wanted to make it clear that I'm not saying me and Niki Lauda, same thing, because I have driven the AMS2 BMW Procar. Let's see, don't hit that curb this time. All right, here we go, Wall of Champions. Stay out of it. Uh-oh. We got dangerously close there. All right, let's get ourselves out of last place. Uh-oh, we got a car. Uh-oh, I just flipped a car over. All right, we had a car backwards on track. We're going to use it to our advantage, make up as many positions as we possibly can, as we got a car on our rear, but we made ourselves move up 4 positions right there. Well, 5 positions into 15th. Let's see if we can keep it, as this green and white car is probably desperate to get around us. Let's try second here, not first, so we don't lose it so much on the exit. Still hardly had any control over it. Looks like we got someone moving down on us on the braking zone. Holding them off through the chicane. They're coming for us. They're coming for us. Still right next to us. He's going to get us on the outside. Oh, he should have crossed over on us. Oh, buddy, if you did that crossover earlier, you would have had us, but now you're looking at our bumper. Headed into the fastest part of the track. Uh-oh. I saw we were headed right to that curb again. Uh-oh, uh-oh, that's real fast. That's real fast. Just barely keeping it out of the wall there. But it looks like magically losing control. Uh-oh, speaking of losing control, we were headed way too hot into turn 1. Just barely able to hold it down. But losing all control through the chicane before the Wall of Champions kind of worked for us. Because now we're looking at a little bit of a gap to the cars behind us. We were able to retain that speed just barely. Now we're just trying to, it's like driving a car on ice, except the grocery store closes in 10 minutes and you don't have any food or something. The sense of urgency with this car that just is so unstable is a crazy combination. Although with all of this open field caused by that giant crash that was behind us, it looks like we're coming up on a PR potentially as we... Nope. How is that not a track cut? Normally I feel like I lose time anytime I've ever had to do that, but that time, if you look at the delta, we clearly gained time. Okay, so now we are finally into earshot of some of these other cars. Let's see what we can do about our exit. Moving up into 4th gear, let's see, and even into 5th gear before this little bit tricky part, back down into 4th gear of track here. This little chicane in which will send you flying like it has sent us flying countless times so far already. There we go, a little bit more control. Still a little bit more curb hopping. And a really late shift. Up 3 seconds on our last lap. So hopefully we're catching up to this group in front of us. We are on the last lap now, it would appear, though. Let's just keep this rolling, keep this car moving. Luckily, we're not getting involved with any other traffic as we seem to have put ourselves in between the two groups. We've seemed to have left that group that we've started with, that we kind of lost around that big wreck where that car was facing the wrong way. But now we find ourselves unable to bridge the gap to the rest of the field that was unaffected. So a little bit of no man's land we're finding ourselves in, which is pretty unfortunate. But these cars right ahead of us like a carrot. It seems like now that we can see them, I want to be able to catch them, but knowing how little we have left, it seems like that's going to be a bit of an impossibility, and I should not focus on throwing all of my spaghetti at the wall to catch them, but rather not losing what position that I've already made so far. Just barely keeping it out of the wall. Although it looks like we're up 1.5 seconds on our other lap. So before we got this field, it looks like we're up 4.5 seconds. Oh no. Actual take to the air. Oh God. Oh God. Okay, car is no longer drivable, but this is the last lap. We just got across the finish line. Hold this position. Can we hold it? The car is falling apart all over the place. Oh, we lost 2 positions right at the end. And that car, wow, that was a testament of, I don't even know what. What did the drivers have to risk to drive these cars? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. We really got airborne. We'll see you in the next one. Hopefully it'll be a little bit safer.